Hey guys, I am so excited about tonight and our speaker and our topic and all the things. So, if you are just now joining this as our first live in our Thriving Sisters tribe, sorry, my desk fell. Yes, it's hair day. Like it's all the things, guys. It's all the things. But you wouldn't know it. I mean, you wouldn't know me any other way, would you? If I didn't have like chaos happening in my life. Long story short, we are breaking down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to hear the word boot camp. You're going to hear the word um, boot camp a lot. And that is because all of these speakers that I am legitly bringing on have been a part of this boot camp, have seen the differences and the changes, and they are bringing, hi Sandra, they are bringing all of the information that they have learned. Guys, most of these people have been within this boot camp for 8 weeks. Some are just now joining. Sorry, my desk is one of those like that you'd use at the hospital. It's one of those hospital desks. So I have to pull it up and down. But each day, I'm doing a 30-day series, and it is legit, as y'all can tell. Look, Sandra, hair day. I am asking speakers to come on and just break down the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, asking them what their favorite reach out is and follow up. I'm going to interview Sandra a little more in detail. Sandra is one of our 12K leaders shooting for 40K. She is in a different position. She has a team under her. You know, some people that are going to watch this in our Thriving Sisters tribes, they are either new, they've been in this business, they've got here, they've got there, they've come, they've gone, all the things. Sandra is 12K moving on to 40K. She has some team members that are running with her in this. So I'm going to kind of interview style Sandra in regards to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and break it down. So Sandra, you've been a part of this boot camp for a little while now. What's the one thing, before we break it down, that you can tell a difference in being a part of a boot camp? What's the one thing you've changed that you wish you would have done sooner or stuck to it? What's that?
Well, number one, we always think that we're being intentional in our business, and this has really truly shown me that I have not been as intentional as I thought I was. One of the other things that has been huge for me, and let me know if there's like an echo or anything, I had to ditch my earbud. Because I was a school teacher for 26 years, I have lived my life by a schedule, and living my life with loosey-goosey, having too much time on my hands, I was wasting a lot of time. So if you're one of those people who's like me, you're like, no, I do so much better with a schedule. One of my pieces of homework was to create basically a lesson plan for myself and what my day would look like, what my day is going to look like. Because Samantha said, Sandra, she goes, didn't you have like a schedule at school? And I said, yeah, and if I didn't stick with it, I screwed everybody else's schedule up. So I actually have a daily schedule that I follow. And I mean, even on the days I have the babies, there's a few little bits and pieces that get tweaked, but today they took a 50-minute nap. Boom, I was upstairs and I was getting my work done. But if you're somebody who can't do loosey-goosey, write yourself out a schedule, hour by hour. Even throw in a few little half hours if you need to. If you're working 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 7 to 3, something like that, some of your schedule could be working your business early in the morning. I literally, whenever I was a school teacher, I worked my business from the toilet.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. So show me real quick, do you have your planner in front of you that, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but okay, so you use the good old nifty, just paper. Okay, yep. Old school. Do you use a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or do you just like to write it out in your planner?
Well, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet is great. I don't do well with loose pieces of paper, even if I have them stapled together and put them in a 3-ring notebook. Because I do travel home a lot to Texas, I've got to have everything that I can just grab and go. And so in this, I have my new friends, my new followers, the people, those 2 new names added to your leads list, so to speak. that's here in the front of my book. So I've got everything I need all in one fell swoop. Now, I love the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet where you can write all the names, but I have to have it in one place for me. Otherwise, you know, Samantha and Tammy, and you know me so well that if I don't have it all organized, because I'm used to living my life organized, that creates chaos in my mind. So here's a given day for you, and I'm not finished with my day today, obviously.
Well, me neither.
Okay, so don't let this make you panic. I don't know what you want me to show, but I because of where I'm at right now in the boot camp group, I have to do 15 reach outs, 6 follow-ups, 3, 2, 1. And so I have at the top the date, I do my devotional, and I put down whatever inspires me, whatever the Bible verse is that inspires me in my devotional, and that way it just keeps me grounded during the day, that this is my armor. This is my armor. And then so I have my birthdays over here. And then I have reach outs up here, and then I have the numbers, and then I've got definitely even more than I need to do, because by the end of the day, when I go back and I take a look at my activity log, I've actually reached out and had conversations with more people than I realize. Then over here in the middle, I have follow-ups, and you can see I still have quite a few follow-ups I need to finish with. And then today, with leaders, I actually have connected with every single of these leaders today, because I have people that are in, well, I've connected with Tammy and Samantha. I've obviously connected with you today and chatting about tonight, but I also have some people that are currently in the 4K boot camp group, and I touch base with them. And then I have people that are new joining boot camp, and I have reached out and sent messages to them. And so, and this is all in amongst having the babies today. And then where I keep myself organized, because I like that idea of a theme a day. And so in prepping for this week and Thrive-Palooza, I went through last night. I actually stayed up really late last night, considering that I was getting the kids early this morning. I've got my theme down for the day. I knew today I was going to do an Easter egg hunt with the kids. And so my post that's fixing to go up is Make It Fun Monday. You know, you can do fun things, and it doesn't have to be anything big, huge, grandiose. I mean, I bought 2 packages of plastic eggs. They didn't even have anything in them. They didn't care. They just wanted to hunt the eggs. And it's actually the little video clips and so forth. I'm going to work smarter, not harder. I'm actually using that. I've already made my reel that's going to get posted just a little bit later to Instagram.
I love that. Well, this turned out to be even better than I anticipated, because guess what, guys? What works for one doesn't work for another, but you have to work your system the way you want. And the reason why I say that, this is how Sandra works her system. And you will see every day that we have a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I post it, and y'all are supposed to post them under there. That is all boot camp is. So if you're sitting here and you keep hearing all of these leaders that I bring on here that are talking about boot camp, the only thing that they are doing is they're doing their 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s. If you were on here and you were listening to this and you want to be held accountable for a boot camp, I want to encourage you to reach out to me in Messenger, and we'll talk about it. So I love that, because she is showing you that a spiral binder is what works for Sandra. She likes her paper in there. She likes her ring in there. I'm currently doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 calendar, which I have to flip it over every day and do. You will find what works for you. That's the first thing. So let's dive deep. Let's get into 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Sandra, because I have Bible study tonight, and if I don't wash this out, I'm going to Bible study with dyeing my hair, which I totally would do. I've already been to Chili's. So go on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet. You know, we do have the 3 social media posts, and every day social media, and I jot down exactly what I have posted, what my posts are going to be, and that kind of a thing. So, alrighty.
I love it. Okay, let's shoot for the stars. Here we go. What is your, at this moment, because I do feel like your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, or your 5 and your 4 can change from day to day, week to week. Mm-hmm. What is working for you as far as your favorite reach out right now that you feel like you're getting the most intentional work from?
Oh, the neighbors are here to walk Gunner. Can you give me just a second?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Go.
Hold on. You keep talking. The neighbors are here to walk Gunner.
So about the boot camp thing, guys, if you're watching this, you just have to reach out to me. All I'm going to do is hold you accountable for your daily actions. But guess what? When you're in this particular boot camp, which is right here in Thriving Sisters, if you're not posting your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s in the evenings or first thing in the morning, and I noticed that, boom, you're out. Like, you have stipulations that you have to stick to. So Sandra's back. That was really fast. What's your number one reach out that's working for you right now, that's intentional, that is getting conversations going?
Well, obviously reach out, or birthdays. That's like a no-brainer. And I do my birthdays in Messenger, and I use my voice for those. The other thing I would say is my number one reach out is just, I check in on people. And there's no tried and true message of what I'm sending them, because it just depends on who the person is. And so what I do is, I take a look at what's going on in their world, in their life. People have got life happening around them and to them and everything under the sun. And people just want to know somebody cares. Now if it's somebody who's on there and they're being a whiny gut, I don't necessarily go on and feed into that, but I will go later on in the week and check in on them. But you have to genuinely care. If you're just reaching out to them, excuse me, and you've already got your ulterior motive in mind, they're going to smell your stink a mile away. And, I realized today there's a lady that I've been messaging, and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen her in a little while. So I sent her a message via voice clip. I'm too old to run. And so my reach outs, it depends on who the person is, who they have going on, and what they've got going on in their world. And I use my voice. And then if I see within a couple of days that they've not even opened it up, then I will send them a little clip, little typed out thing, but I do talk to text.
Let me hang on. Use your voice. Guys, she's talking that she uses the voice clip. And they're hearing her voice. That's what she's meaning by that. Remember, we're dumbing it down here for people, because that's not always, some people would have thought they just meant Crazy Sandra's voice and how she would have worded that. But you're saying your voice, right?
Yes. So I go in and I push the little microphone button, and some of them have updated to where you can record for more than a minute. Mine has not. And so I end up talking really fast. And, but I use my voice, because people can tell whether you really truly care about what's happening in their world, from what you sound like. You know how it's always that whole thing of, tone can be misconstrued in a text or in an email and that kind of thing. If they're hearing my voice, there's no questioning about the intention of what my message is to them.
Amen. Amen to that. So literally, just, guys, it's like I said on the Lunch and Grow today, you have to do your homework. So Sandra's doing her homework. She's legit stalking people, if you want to call it that, right? And she's caring about him. She is legitly wanting to carry on a conversation if something is happening in their lives, or if whatever the case is, that way that she has a voice clip that resonates with what's going on in the moment or in the last few days.
And none of this is necessarily ever Thrive related. It is just life related. I mean, like when I was coming home from taking the babies home, all of a sudden I realized this lady behind me was honking at me at the light, and I was like, what? And I looked back there, and it's one of my customers, and she's just waving. And so I blew her a kiss out the window and what have you. And then just right before we got on there, I went into her messenger and sent her a message. I'm like, girlfriend, you made my night, da 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 da, because I hadn't gotten to see her in a little while.
I love it.
Just teenage boys.
Well, yeah, crazy busy. I love it. So that, guys, I know that it may seem, and you're right now, if you're watching this, you're literally in the 5 zone, meaning you're 5 reach outs. That's all you're doing right now if you're watching this. So I want for you to make those 5 reach outs genuine. So next, follow-ups. What's your go-to? And like I said, my follow-ups change on a weekly basis, but what's a follow-up that you're using right now that you're having great interaction with? Is it current people? Is it follow-ups from being in that boot camp for 8 weeks? Like, what's your go-to?
Well, now, right now, my follow-ups aren't necessarily Thrive related. And I know that on that sheet, when you look in the cloud and you look at, or you may have seen a printed off 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 about what all of 5 might be and what all of 4 might be. In the 4 category, it does say that it's Thrive reach outs. But right now, not every single thing is a Thrive reach out or Thrive follow-up. Now, if it is a new customer, and they've just gotten their sample and so forth. You know, I've got them in their 3-way chat group, and I have a girl right now that I had her in her 3-way chat group, but she wasn't responding. And she'd already started her whole month, not her sample. And so I took it because I've been here long enough that I felt like I could do this. I went back to her group with the message, just me and her. And I just said, hey, just double checking, what have you. Well, come to find out, after she started day 1 and day 2, she got the stomach bug. So I'm like, okay, we'll just pretend that we're going to start over come the end of the week, that kind of thing. So that was a true follow-up for Thrive posts, Thrive stuff. A lot of times my follow-ups are follow-ups to the previous conversations we've had about what's going on in their world. And yes,
you're going back to all these people.
Yeah. And so, like, I do have to do some flipping, but like on my follow-ups, where I still have names and spots open for today, because even though my follow-ups is 6, I'm not going to stop at 6, because I've got enough time between now and the time I go to bed, because everybody and their dog is gone. Even Gunner's gone. And so I have time to flip back, see whose names do I need to transfer and move over. And since we do have Thrivepalooza coming up this week, I'm going to be making sure that my follow-up names are filled in for the whole rest of the week. Not even, and that doesn't count the people that all of a sudden have popped into my mind that I'm going to go in and do a follow-up with. Now, and here's one of the things I'll say is you got to be you. Okay. So Lindsay is Lindsay. We know that, tried and true. Lindsay's Lindsay. And then, but you may have a way that you talk that is totally yourself. Like, I call everybody sister. Everybody is sister. So I always start my messages with, hey, sister. Now, if that's not the way you talk, and you go into a messenger, in a messenger, and you leave a little voice clip and you say, hey, sister, they're going to think you have like started smoking crack or something. So you gotta be you. And so all my follow-ups, and I cannot give y'all a specific script, because this is where it all goes back to the individual person. But every single one of my messages always starts off with, hey, sister, but that's me.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about it, which is why I'm interviewing different people every day about how they do their 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, because it proves to you there's so many different ways to do this. Let's move to the next one. Social media post. So do you do you know your 5s? Have you done your 5s that Tammy? Okay. I knew you would. I just wanted to remind you. I know, right? We gotta reel me in here, Sandra. But on your social media, do you batch your work ahead of time? Do you batch a day at a time? Like, what's worked for you to stay on track with your social media?
I'm getting better at that. I did not used to batch. I used to pull stuff out of my behind at the last minute. And, but now that I have a schedule, I have my lesson plan. I sound like I'm 5, but anyway, I have my lesson plan.
You're a teacher. You got this.
Yes. And so I have time frames in there where I've got time that I spend batching. So what I typically tend to do is I like to do a theme a day. Right. I used to do Make It Monday and do a recipe. Well, I can't do Make It Monday because I've got the hooligans here. And so, I mean, it would be like, oh gosh. So I'm doing Tidbit Tuesday. And so it may be a tidbit about a recipe. Tomorrow's Tidbit Tuesday is, okay, so you want to make something Italian. What are some great seasonings that you can use together? Because a lot of times people will just have salt and pepper and that's it.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to use seasonings together. And so for the next few weeks, my Tidbit Tuesday is all going to be about how to do seasonings. So I do kind of like a theme a day because I like to cook. One of the things that I'm going to start doing, because early childhood intervention is huge on my list, and I've not really posted a whole lot about that, but that's something that you're going to start seeing in some of my posts and so forth, some of my videos that I do, live videos and so forth in stories, because like my own child had to have early intervention, and there's more early intervention that takes place than people even realize. And a lot of times as mamas and dads, you feel like you're the only one, and you're not. And so that's where I want to make it more normalized and put that out there. And that's one of the things that's near and dear to my heart is early intervention. And so that's one thing you're going to see that's a part of my fives, that people haven't really seen that before. So what I do is, and this was with the help of Lacey Vamus last night. I went in, and Lacey's underneath Samantha Cox, and I sent her a message because it's one of my little reach outs. I've got to reach out to another leader that's beyond, what I typically would talk to.
Well, that's a twofold, guys. So the number one is she connected with somebody that's not in her downline and not in her upline. She had to connect with the side sister. So that's where her connect the leader came from. So you just knocked that one out. So go on.
Yes. And so I asked Lacey, I'm like, how, because she's busy. She's got a little guy. And I said, how do you keep up with, XYZ? So she told me about how she utilizes her notes section. And I have notes, but I have 800 notes, and I scroll. And so that's making me work harder, not smarter. So last night I stayed up till midnight, actually 1. And I did, you can do this on your phone, but I actually did it on my computer because my note section's on there. And I was able to create a folder and a folder within a folder. And so, so now, like for some of my reach outs, or not my reach outs, my posts I want to do this week, I have Monday through Sunday listed in one, like a subsection. And so that's just where I'm taking the ideas I've got, moving them in there, because I had all these great ideas, but there were 800 some odd ideas, and you had to scroll.
Yeah.
So I do a theme a day. I keep it about my fives, and then, I kind of I'm digging deeper so that people can see there's more to me than just Thrive and the retired school teacher, and more than just the Mimi and the cook. And so I do my theme a day. I'm digging in deeper. I am, this is back. Okay. Yeah, I can talk about this because this goes in with it. So like I know that a lot of y'all may be new. You may not know anything about what reels are. But when you're trying to find an idea for a reel, or some of y'all may have been in TikTok land for a little while, I do not look for ideas for reels, sounds, or hashtags in that until I go to bed. I give myself 10 minutes. And if you don't have your phone with you when you go to bed at night, then you can spend, whatever your time is in the bathroom. That's the only amount of time that you give yourself to look for real ideas. Otherwise, you're just going to scroll. Now, don't be Archie Bunker and sit in there forever. Okay. If you don't know who Archie Bunker is, look him up. But give yourself a time frame, a limited time frame, to look for those real ideas. And that's where some of my other social media stuff comes in from.
Absolutely. One thing that I've taken advantage of this week or last week was sometimes I overthink my verbiage. Like I've got my reel, I've got everything ready, but then I'm like, well, heck, what am I going to put for my verbiage now? I started Googling small business. I started Googling Weight Watchers and, healthy food terminologies. And there's all kinds of blurbs that you can legit pull up and do. And that has saved me, because sometimes I am at a point where I overthink it. Let me go back to the notes section. Guys, the notes section is my life. It's how I batch my work. It's okay. So for instance, when I say batch my work, what I mean is Samantha had a great free credit term verbiage. I loved what her verbiage said on the free credit day on Saturday. But guess what? If I would have copied and pasted or even changed a few words in that, it jacks up Samantha's algorithms, my algorithms, and then just say, for instance, that Sandra doesn't listen to me and she went and copied and pasted mine and put it up that same day. They see that post. Now that post is going to be hidden because too many people have the same thing, and Facebook looks like it's a robot. I don't understand it, but it's true. So I want to encourage you, like I saved Samantha's verbiage for free credits in May. I don't have to do exactly what she did I'm going to do it in May because Samantha's not going to say the same thing that she said now in May. So I want to encourage you, if you see things that you like, you see other people's posts, that's what I do. I save them in my notes. I edit them to be Lindsay Talk, Lindsay style, but I don't go and rain on their parade or rain on anybody's parade that day. Auto bonus. If I see an auto bonus post that I love, I will go in my notes. You can bold it up. I say auto bonus. I'll copy and paste it. Then when it's Auto Bonus Tuesday, I go in and type in the search bar Auto Bonus, and I have five posts already batched, ready to go. I just get to pick and choose which one I want to work with and which one I want to do. So that's what batching work is, just sitting down and, like Sandra said, she does 10 minutes. That way she doesn't get lost in the scroll. That's considered batching work. She's batching and getting the audios and the clips ready for her reels that she's going to do to have ready, set to go. So last but not least, because we already did, well, I'll reiterate the connect with leader. Number 2, where are you adding your 2 new leads to your list? Like how are you getting them?
So, on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, you'll get the people you may know, and I'll kind of go across a little bit. And if I see somebody who we don't have any mutual friends, I'm like, I don't think I trust this source, and I'll remove them. If it shows me that we have like maybe 4, 5, 6 mutual friends, I'll look to see who are the mutual friends. If it is someone that is not in our Thrive world, that's great. I will go and send them a friend request. If it shows me that we have 60 mutual friends and 20 of them are friend requests.
Lost you. Say it again.
Oh.
If you have 20 mutual friends, what?
Okay. Are you there?
Now I'm here.
Okay. Mm-hmm. My battery was starting to go. If we have 20 mutual friends or 60 mutual drivers, I don't send them.
You're breaking up.
Okay. Let me,
I can read between the lines what she's saying, though. What she's saying is if she has 60 friends, 60 mutual friends, and 20 of them are Thrivers, she is not going to add that person as a friend, because you can bet your sweet Bippy that if Tammy or Samantha or anybody in her area, they've probably already reached out to that person. That person has, she's not going to go to add them as a friend, right? Can you hear me? Is that correct? Is that what you were meaning? Okay, now talk so I can hear you. She said her Wi-Fi was going to be bad tonight, but I cannot hear you now. Anybody else that's live on here, can y'all drop in the comments real quick? Can you hear me? And can you hear Sandra?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
There's like
I can't hear you now.
Okay, well, I'm down.
Yeah. Well, at least we got to that far. So Sandra, you just sit there and look pretty. So what the most important thing that she's doing is she's just making sure that the mutual friends that she has are not all Thrivers, because that's not going to do you any good if 20 or 30 people are already thriving and they're not going to do that. So that is how you find friends. She's finding them with like suggested friends and seeing who her mutual friends are, but she's making sure her mutual friends are not thriving friends. Okay. That's super simple. It's very easy. Last but not least, connecting with a leader. What I encourage you to do is, if you're watching this, you could totally right now say, boom, I've connected with Sandra and I've connected with Lindsay and I've done for the day. Yeah, that's great and all, and we've given you some great information, but how about you take it a step further and you reach out to Sandra and you ask Sandra something more in depth, or you ask me something more in depth. I'm going to obviously be your upline, so that's not really the route that I'm wanting for you to go. I'm wanting for you to take it a next step further, and I'm wanting you to reach out to Side Sisters and say, oh, I love that. Like, hey, can you share your verbiage with me? Or how are you taking advantage of the double QV? Or are you doing a stacking promo? Like, go ask a question that's going to build your business. Don't just listen to different things that we have to say. Go ask a question that you want to know about. That is one of the things in boot camp that we make you do, is we make you it won't give me that option because I've already asked you once. Oh, now it will send request. There, thank you. Looks like she's coming back. Okay. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. So finish up real quick because I got to jump in the shower here in T-minus 2 minutes. How you add your friends.
Okay, so I, check the people I know. I hashtag names of towns that I'm going to, places I've been, places I travel to a lot, where I have lived previously. I'll do that. And then, and so I'll do a lot of different hashtags. So like early childhood intervention is one of my passions. So I may do hashtag early childhood intervention, and I'll, click on that, see who pops up there, and get some ideas from people there. If you're getting friend requests from people that you don't understand their language, and delete them and then block them. Okay. I will get people that are following me on Instagram based on maybe something that I've posted or whatever. If it's one of those, it's a doctor, a widow, or what have you, no, I'm blocking your butt. But I go into Instagram and I look for hashtags as well in Instagram to find people to follow. And so I utilize that and the names of towns or the names of places, that kind of
I love that. Especially because if you're going somewhere, like you're going to Grapevine this weekend and you've never been to the Gaylord, and you find people that have been before, you can ask them, hey, what did y'all do? How did you, where do you recommend eating around the area? Something like that. And that's a genuine conversation that you start with somebody that eventually turns you into a professional friend maker in a relationship. So I'm so excited for you. I'm going to leave it with this because we got to jump on Tammy's. What is one thing? Somebody's sitting here, they want to get their business started back. That's who we're speaking to, the masses right here in Thriving Sisters. If somebody is here and they're watching this and they have been up and down and all around, they have not dabbled in their Thrive business for quite some time, what's one tip that you would give them, Sandra?
Jump in, get your pen, do 5 reach outs, 4 follow-ups. Follow-ups do not have to be about Thrive at the very beginning. 3 social media posts. Show yourself, show who you are, add some friends, and then connect with a leader. And it doesn't always have to be the same leader every single day. If, like Lindsay, you say this all the time, if you're not learning, you're not growing. And so there's leaders that have got ideas for you or they may say it one way that you've heard the same thing, but they may say it a different way that you're like, oh my gosh, that's what I needed. Don't be afraid. Grab your pen, grab your piece of paper, grab whatever, spiral. Just start doing it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I'll end it with this while I'm taking my foil out. I would advise you, if you're watching this and you're wanting to move forward and you're ready to grab that pen and grab that 543, reach out to me and I will get you started in your boot camp and show you, guide you, lead you, and direct you. But this is not for the faint of hearts. I mean, I do hold you accountable, right, Sandra? And you have to show up for your business. And this is not a dabble. This is I'm ready to go all in, and I'm ready to achieve my dreams that I have always had in front of me. So with that, guys, thank you so much, Sandra, for jumping on tonight. And we will talk to y'all tomorrow with a new guest speaker. Bye, guys.